Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be playing another game of League of Legends, a platinum support game, so let's go ahead and get in here. So, well, let me check my runes really quick for Tahm Kench. I kind of like having 3 attack speed runes. I mean, I've been thinking about getting more armor with him lately. Just for better all-ins early, but I like having the attack speed. It's just really nice to have that nice crisp animation so that you can get those eats a little bit faster on the enemy. Also, I like having 4.5% movement speed. I know some people run armor over speed, but you really need speed with Tahm Kench because you're going to have to get into dangerous situations fairly often to save people, and you need the maximum speed to be able to get out of there, not only for your own safety but for the safety of your allies as well. So I really like having max move speed on him. Where's my other Tahm page? Then I have a Tahm without MR and I get the cooldown reduction. So cooldown reduction is very good. Most of his abilities are, well, just his W takes a lot of time, but that really is the core of Tahm Kench, is your ability to eat people. So I like having that a little bit faster, and sometimes you just don't need MR early in the game. If you're against, you know, a Thresh or some other AD in lane, then you don't need the MR. So let's have a couple of Tahm pages. I have a lot of support pages. I've got a couple of Ally pages, a couple of Janna pages, Trundle, I think 2 Thresh pages, Zyra, Nami, sort of an anti-poke if it's a really hardcore poke lane. And you're just going to get poked out. I should consider doing this more with Tahm Kench, actually. I'm in a really tough lane. Just for the extra health per 5 regen. And the resistances. If you've watched any of my previous Tahm videos, the reason that I really like Tahm, I mean, there's just a litany of reasons why I like Tahm, but primarily he fits pretty well in most comps. He's a tank. So if your jungler and top don't pick tanks for some reason, he can be quite good. And he just has nice mobility. He has pretty good peeling. But most importantly, he saves allies that are out of position. That's really why I like him the most, is he is the safest champion for allies who are just constantly getting hit by skill shots, constantly out of position. That's why I like him. He is hard to play. I think I said in a previous video he's the second hardest to play next to Thresh. I think Bard is probably harder to play, but regardless, Tahm Kench is definitely up there. And I think his win percentage bears that out. I think he still has like a 46% win rate. Change. Now they just changed in this patch in 6.13, but I don't think that really changed his playstyle that much, or really made him that much stronger. In fact, I think it made him a little bit weaker in lane because now he doesn't get as much gray skin, so it's actually a little bit tougher on his regeneration. But regardless, I still think he's good. His Tongue Lash does more damage, especially at higher levels, so that's kind of good for team fights. But I mean, they did change his R to make it much more responsive and easier to get places on the map, so that is actually quite useful for ganking with his R. So the verdict is a little bit tougher in lane, a little bit better once the map opens up a little bit. So lots of little bits there. It's a little bit late at night, but I just feel like playing one. I've been rendering a bunch of videos. I think I've released 5 videos today. Done like 2 Dwarf videos and 3 Tahm Kench videos, I think.
Call me king, call me demon. Water forgets the names.
But I'm just trying to get out as much content as I possibly can without losing my mind. Like, I love doing it, but sometimes I have to go to sleep. And I should be working on my dissertation more than I am. I actually did record an academic video today. I've been promising you guys that I'm going to bring that to you. If you're new to this video, if you haven't watched anything else on my channel, the Strategy Professor, is themed around helping people become better critical thinkers. And so a lot of what I do is with games. So I do League of Legends, and then I also do Total War Warhammer. We have some great content going on there. Check that out if you're interested. But then I'm also going to add in numerous videos about how to become a better writer, just become a better academic. And so it's going to be things like how to research better, how to write better introductions, how to write, with a greater awareness of the audience, how to structure your essay in a more effective way, how to write better cover letters for jobs, how to write better scholarship essays, just things that can help improve your lives in tons of different ways. And I'm primarily coming, we'll have the perspective of an American who teaches at a large public university, but I think that some of the things that I'll discuss could also apply to international people as well. So if you're over in, France, Germany, Britain, all of these things, I think they, obviously your institutions are different in terms of your educational institutions, what the expectations are. All of that's going to be very, very different culturally, but I still think that a lot of the kinds of things that I'll discuss will be universal and will be useful for many cultures and many different age groups. It'll just be useful for a lot of people. Oh, jeez. I almost want to dodge that. What are we against? We're against the Morgana bottom, which is easy. I guess I'll stay. I don't really like it that much. I mean, he might be good. I don't know. It's good enough to play because the other 4 champions are all good. But as I've said before, you need to be dodging a lot. If you see things that are just really bad and really troll, you need to dodge. Urgot is not a good pick, but he's also very underrepresented, and you just don't see him that much. So he does have the surprise factor on people. I mean, his lane matchup's not that hard with Ilaoi, I don't think. Ilaoi's just going to heal through a lot of his poke. I'm not really sure, but I think it's good enough to try to play. But just to put a bow on what I was saying previously, I am going to be rolling out lots of content that will help people think critically as well. And I did record the first one of those today, and I was aiming for 15 minutes, and I actually went on for about 40 minutes. So I've got to reshoot that and condense it a little bit. But I definitely have some good content. I should be able to roll that out tomorrow, I think, in a more condensed version. And I haven't mastered any editing software yet. I need to do that soon, but I've just been so busy trying to just get some good content in here for you guys in terms of the League of Legends and the Warhammer. And then also I've been traveling a lot in the summertime. My wife plays in a band that performs 2 states away pretty often in our home state of Tennessee. So we travel down about every other weekend or so. So that takes some time too, but she does have a day job. That's just what she does, is her hobby that she really enjoys, and so I like to support her in that, and so we travel to help her go play music. But yeah, anyway, so there will be more educational stuff coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. I think the content will really help you improve your grades in any sort of educational institution, and also will help you just think better, enjoy life better, just get lots of benefits from better critical thinking. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and focus up on this game. So Urgot, has he bought anything yet? Okay, he's just, I don't know what he's doing. He's just late.
From suffering, my banquet is born.
So, I mean, we can't do anything about Urgot. The only thing we could do is dodge, and we decided to play it, so that's it. Should we have dodged? Possibly, but I still think that Urgot can be decent. Urgot, in theory, could be decent, but The other lanes are good enough to where I think we can have a pretty good shot. We have pretty good matchups in other lanes, so probably worth it. And push a little bit here. Like, Morgana is just a really bad pick in a Tahm Kench. Tahm has consistent poke he can throw out, Morgana has no pressure, and her binds are basically worthless when Tahm Kench is around. It has about this, her bind has about the same cooldown as my W does, so they just completely negate each other most of the time, unless I've misused my W. Or it hits me, that's another option. But hopefully I won't get hit by too many. I'm not sure if Jhin scales better than Ezreal either. They're different. They're a different style. I think we'll be able to assassinate Jhin easier than they'll be able to kill Ezreal, that's for sure.
I refuse to succumb to culinary degradation.
Alright, so as I've said in the previous videos, I just need to be a lot more vocal about things. And by vocal, I mean just typing more. About situations, like just trying to guide the team to do what's smart. That's going to kind of be my goal in this episode. I think that's a major reason why I went on a little bit of a lost streak over the past few days. But I've recovered pretty nicely. I mean, it's just going to happen statistically. You play hundreds of games, you're going to lose. And, you know, I've always said probably about maybe 30% of games are just pretty much unwinnable. But the other ones, you definitely have a chance to be able to win.
Another snack.
Like, that's just the nature of team games. But you can win most games. Just accept also that there are just some games where there's nothing you can do. Like, matchmaking just fails, or people just have a bad game, or whatever. You just have to be able to be okay with that. So Ezreal's not very strong early. He's okay. I might get enough here. Okay, yeah. Get to 45. Ezreal really hits his power spike in the mid game once he gets Muramana and Frozen Gauntlet. Really, I mean, once he gets Sheen, he has a lot more poke. So I think he'll be relevant a lot faster than Jinx will be, but he's not as much early on. I'm getting hit by a few too many of those binds. I need to be a little bit more careful. But, I mean, it's okay. I still have a refillable. We're probably about ready to go back anyways. Ezreal needs to start getting his tier. So it's not a huge deal, but... yeah, it's just kind of a farm lane. I mean, that's fine. This is how most Tahm Kench lanes will be. Unless the jungler comes down, you just really don't have a ton of pressure early on. I mean, if you have like a Lucian or something, you can get some more pressure. Didn't get him. Almost. I could have maybe flashed for it. It's just too risky. Who died? Was it Urgot? No? Urgot's actually holding his own up top. Okay. Oh, jeez, jeez, jeez. Are they gonna get the kill on him? They might. Oh my... they had... what? She's level 6? Oh my god. So they shouldn't have dove for that at all. That was really, really bad. I should have just... That's an instance where I just need to ping back a lot so they don't do it.
I have tastes that aren't easily.
So yeah, is that my fault? No, it's not directly my fault, but I'm still kind of to blame because I let that happen. Oh, I couldn't quite get her. So we shouldn't have done that. I missed how Volibear even got over there. Like, I thought the play was dead. Like, I just need to ping them back. If it's a really close play and you need to back up because the play's dead, you need to tell your team just back up, like, play's dead. Because I think that's the #1 way that people throw games, at least that I've seen, or that they give up a lot of gold to the enemy, is it's a very close play. They get frustrated and they get too aggressive. It's like Ezreal diving under tower there. I should have just run. I think I paused to think about whether or not to get Jinx. Like, because I got trapped into that mentality too of, well, maybe we can get him, when it was just way, way too dangerous. I mean, Orianna and Hecarim had like 30 seconds to get there. Like, one of them is going to come. Like, if Hecarim could have been at red, he could have been at golems, he could have been anywhere around there. It's actually pretty surprising it took him that long to get down there. So, but I think we can still win. He's gonna die to Orianna. Oh, we got him. Okay.
True appetite never wins. Even when you have no bait, you can still cast a line at hope. The only thing you said is to deny a craving. My diet is expensive. New tastes. A depth of flavor. Every heart has its own hunger.
And I want to specify that because a lot of times people will just like wander around and like walk right here, and this is a very popular place to ward, is like here or here as a support.
An ally has been slain.
Nothing escapes hunger. Everyone ends downriver.
I'm not going to be able to save her, dang it. Dang it. Oh, that was really bad. I ate the wrong thing. I don't have my chomp. Holy cow. Oh my god.
Now we
That was a straight beast. I shouldn't have done that because top might come.
an enticing prospect. I am appetite focused. I have tastes that aren't easily pacified.
I mean, why's it gotta say that, man? It's fine. A Volibear can carry, by the way. Everyone thinks that, like, carry, like, you have to play, like, a 6-item Vayne or something. Like, you're just gonna be freaking out your team if you say things like that.
I search for bodies wherever fools cross my way. From suffering, my banquet is born.
The thing is, Morgana's roaming. Dang it, he doesn't need to go down that far. Don't go down that far. He might be walking into a ward.
True appetite never wanes. Let us eat ferocious. All the world's
You just need to back up. So Urgot's feeding top. Pretty surprised. I'm definitely not. But the rest of the team's doing okay, I guess.
the only real sin is to deny a crazy. Has a delectable taste.
Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh.
One ends down
So I just had to go in to save Volibear.
eventually.
Heck might ult right there and kill him.
I shall return to this.
Alright, so what do we need? We need, pink.
All shall
Get
drown
that
in my
Melee.
magnificence.
Enemy rampage.
Oh my gosh. And the problem also is, if this starts happening, then people are just going to rage at you much more often.
Flavor is what
Because you're playing a really weird champ that most people consider to be pretty bad. So if you start doing poorly with it, then other people are going to be demoralized much quicker than if you're playing a more standardized champ.
nice. Savor the misery. And starve.
An ally has been slain.
Okay,
An enemy
well,
has been slain.
at least that happened. How's Jinx looking? Actually, she's behind.
We all go down.
They could be doing... Yeah, they're doing Dragon, but I can't really do anything about that. Volibear's top side. Now they're going to come over here. Well, pretty annoying. So we knew Hecarim was there, and he still stepped close enough to get ulted on. If I could have just dodged that Morgbind, it would have been very helpful, but... So what do we need? We need, we definitely want this.
Rampage.
Diet is expansively unique.
So we might need probably a Frozen Fist kind of game.
Anything of damage.
I might be able to kill Valley, I'm just not sure. Problem is that Lowy just heals so much. That's a pretty good play. Dang it, this Hecarim is such a huge problem. I guess he's got Ghost. People just aren't respecting the fact that there's a super fed Hecarim like running around.
Misery has a delectable taste. I must
If Volibear would have stayed, we could have killed him. The thing is, he doesn't have any like defensive items at all.
from suffering. My banquet is born.
No, Lowy's here too. Okay, we've got the bear though. The bear's really strong.
A feast awaits. True. Nothing escapes hunger.
Alright, so we got her.
Real sin is to deny a creed.
Don't quite have ult yet. Yeah, they've got this warded.
All creation is born, famished, and starving.
And it could be like right in that tri bush. Pretty good chance of that.
All the world's a river. I am its king.
Oh jeez. Yeah, it looks like a lot of death.
Adapt the flavor.
Syndra just doesn't understand that like they have a lot of mobility, they have a lot of roaming, like this Volibear can maybe take out Hecarim or challenge Hecarim later in the game though. Volibear's so strong.
Their despair.
I would like to get the tower here, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I have tastes that aren't easily pacified.
What? How did that kill him? I thought it canceled.
Now we
Yeah, I thought that when Tahm ate somebody with the Morg ult that it pulled him out of the ult. I guess I physically have to pull him out of the range of it. Yeah, Ezreal is going to be really strong. I need to rotate up here and kill this Illaoi. They should be able to kill him, I think. Yeah, they got him. Barely, but they did.
no true hunger can be appeased.
They're probably gonna get Dragon. Is Hecarim? Okay, he's going Trinity Force next, so he has no items. He's so squishy.
Mercy has no flavor.
I can't go that way.
My value is expansively unique.
Okay, good.
Anything of depth is
He's just gonna run away. Holy cow. Dang it! Just like a half a second too late on my E. Yeah, so I saw Hecarim coming. He just moved, like, once he gets close, he just, like, charged forward a lot faster than I was used to. I still haven't played versus a lot of Hecarim. He hasn't really been meta for quite a while. So let's get a couple of pinks here. I need to get more wards down. What? She has a Zonias? That is so troll. I need to get a locket next for sure because Morga's doing a lot of damage and Oriana's doing a lot of damage, so yeah.
All creation is born.
Dadgum, I just keep getting hit by the stupid Morg binds. I've got to not do that. Okay, I shouldn't have gone around that way. Hecarim was right there. I was trying to position to go save Ezreal, but he still has his blink. He was fine. Oh gosh. See, people already I mean, they aren't already tilted. They've been thinking it all game, like, why Urgot? Because it's terrible. But we can still win. Everything he's saying is accurate, but we have to keep a good mentality here. Because this game is still winnable. Like, it looks bad, but it's definitely winnable. Like, we can probably kill these two people. I don't know why it ate the minion over Oriana. Like, the eat mechanic is just so weird. Like, I think it might just eat whoever the first thing is that's closest to you, if there are multiple things in range. I'm not sure. But I know there are definitely times when I'm trying to eat one champion and I click on them and it doesn't eat them. I mean, I kind of want to make a play on her, but okay, so we just need the cooldown on the eat. Now I can warp up here and kill her potentially. Just allowing. Where did... oh, Volibear went middle. Because they have to have a ward around here somewhere, because they knew that I was coming. So Lowy is just really immobile and she's splitting up way too far. So that's really our ticket how we win, is we just pick a Lowy and then we go do things.
We all go and die from time to time.
Okay, so we're starting to play pretty good here. Jeez. No, I'm gonna die. She's gonna flash for me, probably.
Can be abated. From suffering, my banquet is born.
Alright. Dang, that was close. I forgot those things keep appearing, because I haven't played against a lot of Alawi either.
Everyone ends downriver, eventually.
Wow, okay.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, definitely need this. And we can go ahead and get rid of our refillable.
An enemy has been slain.
That.
Creation is born, famished, and starving.
Dang it. This stupid stuff's gonna appear.
An enticing culinary.
Yeah, I thought I had to kill 2 of them to get rid of it. Maybe it's just 1 now.
I am sanctuary for
Um,
those in my faith.
And then I might get a Frozen Heart after this. They still do have a lot of AD.
Now we shall gluttonize. Every heart has its own.
Oh, does Red give a healing debuff? I didn't know that.
My diet is expensively unique.
I'll let someone else kill him, that's fine. Alright, so this is just, you just gotta stay in it. You can't freak out if you get down some kills, if you make some bad plays. I mean, I know I've made at least 2 pretty large plays like they go, probably 3. This isn't my finest game, but, you know, everyone's gonna have games where you just aren't playing your best. You gotta, it doesn't matter, you just have to figure out a way to win. You can't dwell too much on the mistakes that you made. Like, the W's should prioritize eating enemy champions that have 3 stacks on them.
A depth of flavor is what I cover.
I'm just doing random tongue lashes there just so that I proc my Sheen procs, if you're just curious about that. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I want the cooldown. Get 1 more pink, that should be good.
The only real sin is to deny a craving.
So anytime you get Baron, I think usually the best strategy, I mean, if you can get a base tower, that's great. But, you know, if you're just kind of gridlocked, get the outer towers. They're much easier gold.
Delectable taste.
So we do risk getting pinned in here. Yeah, she does or Illaoi does a lot of damage in close quarters like that. He's probably dead. Might be able to save him. Yeah, so let's just get the easy stuff. Unless, are they actually coming to contest this? I think they were. I don't know how they can. I mean, their base is burning and they were all low. I want this experience. I want this experience. Whatever. I should have bought, but at this point, I just need to... Well, Urgot's buying. I just kind of need to stay with the team, though. Out of wards. This Volibear's going pretty ham. Jeez. Alright. So yeah, it actually is pretty important that I stop the, I need to be careful here because if he backs up, it could target me and I could die instantly. Okay. That I stop that Illaoi from casting spells or like using those tentacles. So it's really important that I CC her, and it also stops her from healing for quite a while. Because really, that's one of the only ways we're going to lose that game, I think, is if Illaoi just everyone sits in her tentacles and she just like AoE destroys everybody. So it's really important that I stop her from doing that. Okay, so that game wasn't my finest hour, certainly, but it was still pretty good. I'll post it up. We got hit by too many more binds, so that's just a mechanical issue. I just need to watch out and just dodge those better. Strategically, I think we did a pretty good job. We roamed around, we were in the places we needed to be. There were a couple of times we were out of position trying to save people. We shouldn't have done that. There are a couple of places where we should have pinged people back much sooner, particularly when everyone was diving towers early on. You know, I am an accomplice to that. So although, yes, I didn't dive the tower, and yes, I was just there to try to save them, I need to tell them, hey, don't do that. Like, back up. The play's dead. Just stop. And just say, like, jungler's coming or something like that, because... You know, when a play extends for that long, there's going to be help, most likely, at least from the jungler, if not from the mid lane. We saw both of them came down. So, that play was very dangerous. There were a couple other ones, I think, but overall, I think we were in the right place at the right time. We were eating the wrong things pretty often. Like, we got to work on that. Just the problem with that is if there is, I think, anything in front of the person that you're trying to eat, it eats the first thing that's in front. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I actually click on champions. You guys can see me click on the champion to eat it with a W, and then it ends up eating a minion. So I think Tahm Kench eats just whatever's in front of him. So he tries, because his chomp is a little bit of a projectile. It has like 125 range or something like that. So it is a slight bit of projectile. You can actually eat people over like a dragon wall. So if anyone is trying to get away from something, they could walk right up to the dragon wall and you can eat them and save them across the wall. So it has a little bit of range to it. That's probably not going to work out unless you are on voice comms with somebody. You're probably never going to see that play, but it can happen. But I think what this means is when you're like in the projectile, when you're in motion trying to eat somebody, he just eats whatever is first. So if something is there that can intercept the eat, he's going to eat what it intercepts. So you have to be careful how you do that, especially in crowded with lane minions, or if you're trying to eat an enemy when an ally's in front of them, you have to position so that nothing is blocking your mouth from that champion, basically. That's the only thing I can think of. It's never been really articulated or explained very well, but I've played a lot of Tahm Kench, and I know that I'm clicking on the champion and I'm pressing W, and it eats the wrong thing. I'm not misclicking, I'm clicking on the champion. So I think that's just a mechanic that I've never heard anyone talk about, but I think that's present with Tahm Kench, is he just eats whatever is first, whatever's in the way, if he can eat it. So like, for instance, if there's a champion without 3 stacks on it, then and you try to eat him, then obviously it's just going to eat something else that's eligible to be eaten. But if you have a champion with 3 stacks, a minion, and an ally all sort of clogged up in one place, then he's going to eat whatever's in front of him. I really wish they would change his prioritization to eat whatever has 3 stacks, because if you've spent the time trying to put 3 stacks on something, then it's pretty obvious that you probably want to eat that as your top priority. I'm not sure how that would mess with things in terms of if something had 3 stacks and you wanted to eat an ally, but I think it would be a good quality of life change for Tahm Kench. It wouldn't be that game breaking, but it would just make sure that you're doing what you want to do, because it's an annoying mechanic, I think, because it's just counterintuitive. It seems like he would just be able to chomp whatever's in front of him, but that's not always the case. Okay, I think that's about it. We just tried to keep a positive morale. Volley just kind of started talking a little trash, like, I can't carry you guys. He's just stuck in that mentality. And I hate to hear that in terms of carry, like certain champions can't carry, or, oh, you can't carry a support, or, oh, you can't carry with, Lee Sin, or something like that, or just whatever the champion is that doesn't scale as hard as something like a Jinx or a Vayne or something like that. Just because you don't have the highest scaling items in the game doesn't mean you can't carry. You can just be in the right place at the right time, and you can just have a really good set of skills that can determine games. For instance, Tahm Kench doesn't need any money, doesn't need any equipment, doesn't need anything to press W and save champions. So you can carry as Tahm Kench, even though it's not going to show up on the stat line. Like, you're not going to deal a ton of damage. It's just not going to happen with Tahm Kench. He can actually do pretty respectable damage to single targets, but you can carry. Carrying is all about, it's not doing the most damage. It's about getting wins. How do you convert the match you're playing into a W? That is what a carry means. And a lot of times you can make your teammates better. So, for instance, there have been lots of NBA players, if you follow that, or I don't follow soccer too closely, unfortunately. I probably should. I know it's the biggest international sport, but I used to follow basketball pretty closely, and you can see people who, as point guards, just get like a ton of assists and can carry games. The biggest example I could think of was Steve Nash from the mid-2000s. He was never really a great scorer himself. He couldn't dunk the ball. He couldn't do that much at all. He was just kind of your pretty short by NBA standards, white guy that just looked like he was a surfer or something, like he had his long hair, and he won MVP twice just off of throwing assists. So he was carrying games without scoring many points at all. He was just getting assists because he was just in the right place at the right time. He had the right amount of game knowledge, and he made his teammates better. And so that's very similar. You can do that with any champ. You can do it with support. You can do it with other champs as well. So don't think of carrying as, I have to get all the kills, I have to, make all of the plays, all the stuff like that. I think that's a very common misconception that a lot of streamers will talk about is, oh, well, you have to play carry champs because this champ can't carry. If it's good, if it converts to Ws, if it has a good kit, if it has good synergy with other champions, it's good. The only thing The only reason that a champ can't carry is because it just doesn't make sense with a team comp. Or you're just underperforming with it. You're dying too many times. You're not playing it correctly or whatever. And that's not to say that gold is not good or better on some champions than others. I mean, obviously, gold is going to be much better on the AD carry than it's going to be on me as a support player. I'm not saying all gold is equal. I'm just saying that you can have an impactful game and you can get wins even if you're not getting the most kills and if you're not playing a champion that scales the best with gold. That's all I'm saying. They're two different things. People think they're often the same thing. Gold equals win. That's not always the case. So, just keep that in mind. And just also don't be negative. Don't throw negative backhanded comments like, hey guys, you guys need to step it up because I can't carry type of stuff. Because as you could see, Centra was getting a little rattled. She was like, oh, well, what am I supposed to do about that? And there is stuff she could do. She could be positioned better. There's a lot of things she could do to not die 8 times in a game. But, you know, it's fine. She's not going to learn it in that game. So there's no sense in calling her out on it. It's just something that she just hasn't picked up yet. Like, she needs to go watch more film of herself to see how her positioning is compromising games. But anyways, you want to be positive and uplifting. I mean, think of it this way also. I just thought of this. If you think of carrying as having the greatest impact on gold, and kills give you the most gold, think about the inverse of that. Having the least deaths gives the enemy the least amount of gold. So you can also carry by not dying, by not making plays that are going to give them gold, that are going to give them towers, give them dragons. So if you don't go for those aggressive plays, if you don't have that mentality that says, oh, I have to carry, so I have to make all these really bold plays, and if I die, whatever, it's fine, I got kills. If you don't have that mentality, if you just think, if I have fewer deaths, then I'm actually carrying because I'm not giving them gold, I'm not giving them towers, I'm not giving them barons or inhibitors or whatever, because I'm not dying. I'm always able to be there for my team because I'm not dead. I'm able to rotate, I'm able to defend towers, I'm able to help out in team fights because I'm not dead. You can't do anything when you're dead. So think of that as a form of carrying. Is not dying is also a form of carrying. So you don't have to get kills to carry. You can also just not die and be where you're supposed to be, and that will help you carry. So for example, look, I died 4 times. That's the least amount of times we died in the whole game. Also had the most assists out of anyone in this game, as Tahm Kench. Remember, if you've watched any of my other Tahm videos, you know that Tahm does not have an easy time getting assists because he doesn't have shields and heals like a Nami or a Janna does. So they're always going to have more assists than you, usually. Even Morg can put her shield on somebody and get a lot of assists. Morg's not great at getting assists either, to be fair. But Tahm doesn't usually get a lot of assists. So the fact that I have 16 means that I was really there, like, actually hitting people, you know, participating in the fight in a really sort of get your hands dirty kind of way. So that's good. And just look at their team. So they have so many deaths. So many deaths. Even the Morgana, like, you should not die 10 times as Morgana. Yeah, you know, you think as a Morg you want to be on the front line, right? So you can get your ultimate off and stun a bunch of people, and you've got Zanya, so it's okay if you run up there. Well, how about just peel? Like, just wait until Volibear's charging somebody, and just use your ult on Volibear, and bind him to peel. You don't have to initiate. Hecarim's good at initiating. She should have just stayed back and peeled for Jinx a lot more. So should Illaoi. Like, if Illaoi sits on Jinx to where all those tentacles are all around Jinx, and then Morg actually peels off of that, and Orianna CCs people in the middle of all those tentacles, like, they could have destroyed us in team fights. And Hecarim, like, ults everybody, like, they had the potential. They're just getting too spread out, they're getting too caught, and they're just letting Jinx get evaporated by Volibear, and that's why they lost the game. But anyways, okay, so that's going to be it for this episode. So don't be afraid to carry out there by not dying, by being in the proper place, by not making foolish mistakes. That's the real lesson of this video, is you don't have to get a lot of kills, you don't have to do the most damage, you don't have to have a ton of gold to carry. All you have to do is be there for your team, be there in the right place at the right time, and do what needs to be done to get the W for the game. That's how you carry. You get W's, you win games. That's how you carry. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider liking and subscribing. Remember, I'm still a pretty small channel, so every like and subscribe helps a ton. You know, some of those channels out there, they'll have 90,000 subscribers. You know, it's not going to really matter that much if you subscribe. That's just so you can stay up to date with what they're doing, which is good. But for me, it actually matters a whole lot because I'm really trying to grow this channel and give a high level of in-depth analysis that just a lot of other channels don't offer with full games. They might do it some with montages, but they don't do it with full games live as people are actually playing the game. So if you enjoy that kind of commentary, please support me, help me out, help other people find this channel and enjoy the same kind of content that you're enjoying. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to them as well. If you're not sure if you want to like or subscribe yet, watch a couple other videos. I have a ton of Tahm Kench videos. If you love the Kench, go check it out. I think I've got, you know, somewhere between 5 to 10 videos up, and I'm going to be doing a lot more because he's my favorite support in this patch. Also, I have some Nami videos. I have one Zyra video that's not so hot, but I'm going to be doing a lot of Nami, a lot of Tahm Kench, and there might be some matchups where I'll do Alistar or Nautilus as well. Maybe Trundle if they have like 3 tanks. But we'll be seeing a whole lot of Tahm Kench. So if you enjoy the Kench, check out all my other videos and just stay tuned. And if you like a bunch of those videos, if you enjoy the content, then consider, like I said, liking and subscribing after you've tried it out, after you think the content is worthy of your subscription. But thank you very much. That's going to be it for this episode, and hope to see you next time. Have a wonderful evening.